When you see a child crying in public space, parents quickly understand that something is wrong. Even the surrounding people give questioning looks. Thus, within a span of minute or two, the parents can understand what the child needs and intervene accordingly. However, the situation becomes more challenging when you have a child with autism. Parents often struggle to understand what their child is trying to communicate, which makes the situation far more stressful. Due to this, parents and the child start avoiding public spaces, limiting their social interactions. Now let's talk about autism. Autism is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects how a person processes, gathers, and responds to information. It mainly impacts communication, social interaction, and behavioral patterns. Because these challenges aren't always immediately visible, autism is often referred to as invisible disability. Now let's see Arvind's life journey and his challenges. Arvind was born in New Delhi in 1996. During early days of development, he showed unusual behavioral patterns such as repetitive play behavior and hypersensitivity to external stimuli. Surprisingly, by the time he was 10 months old, he could solve a 16-piece puzzle and create shapes like stars and circles using a chain. However, by 14 months, his verbal communication was limited to just few words and phrases. As Arvind grew, he faced more challenges, including a speech regression around the age of 2. His inability to communicate frustrated him and his family members. He was initially enrolled in a play school, but had to leave after he attempted to swallow a pin. Following this, his parents enrolled him in Tamanna, a special school where he received interventions such as special education, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. He was also introduced to flashcards as a part of the picture exchange communication system. His mother Radha actively practiced with him at home and soon realized that Arvind responded well to the flashcards. Hopeful about their potential for improving communication, she began asking him more complex questions such as, "What is the color of this piece?" To her surprise, Arvind could answer accurately non-verbally through picture cards. This small success marked a shift in focus from merely working on speech to enhancing Arvind's understanding and ability to communicate. As Arvind grew, his interest in books became evident. His mother read to him, frequently introducing him to fairy tales, mythology, and books on planets and science. However, the limitation of flashcards prompted Radha to introduce him to typing at the age of 5. This proved to be a significant breakthrough, not only giving Arvind a new way to communicate, but also helping him develop his fine motor skills. By the age of 6, Arvind had written his first short story, which was published in a magazine, an unforgettable moment of pride for his family. He continued to communicate complex ideas including Newton's law and demonstrated advanced computational skills, quickly solving 2-digit, 3-digit problems, and even quadratic equations, that too all through visual cues and flashcards. However, things weren't always easy for Arvind. He faced many sensory and learning challenges. During his teenage years, he lost his father, which had a severe impact on him. He went through a phase of stagnation. They moved to Chennai, where he joined in National Institute of Open Schooling. Although he understood his subjects well, he struggled with anxiety during exams and a constant fear of being judged. On top of this, he went through severe hormonal changes, frequent temper tantrums, and had trouble focusing. To tackle this, he was introduced to more repetitive tasks like weaving, Photoshop, HTML coding, and hotel management courses. Through these activities, he became more cooperative, but he still showed limited interest. Eventually, he successfully completed his senior secondary education. But well, what did he do next? Or rather, which path did he choose? Do you remember? He composed a poem at the age of 6. He eventually picked it up again and started writing his own poems and quotations. In 2019, an editor got impressed and published 31 pieces in a journal. A huge achievement, isn't it? In 2019, his mother, Radha Nandakumar, started an NGO called Gurukulam. Young adults with very aggressive behaviors joined Gurukulam, and a combination of unconventional therapies were provided to handle individuals with different levels of autism. As a part of that journey, in 2022, he met an individual with autism who used typing to give replies. This gives them an idea of adapting a question and answer format on the computer. Eventually, he wrote a book called A Book of Hope, which was published and released at a huge book launch event attended by multiple people. He also wrote a short story called A Sacrifice of Love, which will be now being made into a short film. Now he dreams of becoming a parent counselor. As his mentor, I want him to bridge the gap of communication between the parents and the children, while also advocating policies focused for individuals with autism.